Hello and welcome to the channel. So today I've got a product here that we're going to put in on the car today, and that is a carbon fiber rear spoiler for the Model Y, this Model 3 Model Y. This is coming from TLYard. If you're in the Tesla mod space, you're probably familiar with them. But again, this is, I'm just going to bring this out here. All right. It's just put that here. That's how it comes packaged. Again, it's a carbon fiber rear spoiler. This is the matte finish. They have an option for a gloss finish also, but I've opted for the matte finish here. And again, it's carbon fiber. That's going to be going on the rear trunk here. And there's not much, I don't think you need more directions to it. Of course, you want to have a clean car. Before you do this, you've got an additional promoter that you're going to use to wipe the surface again to make sure your adhesive adheres properly. And I have two other things, or one other thing. I've got in here masking tape or painter's tape, and basically what you want to use that to do is once you put this on, just to hold it for a few hours to make sure it sets, right? So put this right here. The way this goes, it can only go one way. So if you put it on and it's not quite lining up, you just want to flip it and put it on. So when I did it the first time this way, it might be hard to see, but I could tell it's not, because on the edges over there, it's not lining up. It's just weird. So you flip it around, you put it on, and I've got more of a flush finish. You want to check mostly for the edges. That's where you might have to put more of the tape to make sure it's sticking, because again, it's a curved thing. But I would say even without putting the glue on, the fit is pretty spot on right now. It fits pretty good. So the main work you have to do here is really just aligning. That's it. Finding the middle spot of this, aligning that to the middle spot of the trunk, getting your edges laid together, taping it on, and you're good to go. So I'm going to do this today. I'm not driving anymore today. I won't be driving until tomorrow afternoon. So that will give you some time to just stay on and cure and everything. So the spoiler's got this 3M adhesive in here already. All you have to do is just, when you're ready, peel off this, stick it on, press pretty good, and then you want to just hold it in place with masking tape or painter's tape. I don't think I recommend using anything else. No, that's it. So let's get this all prepped. The car was washed recently, so it's all clean, but I'm still going to wipe and clean this section away, and then we'll put additional promoter on it, and then we'll go from there. Let's get to it. All right, so there's not much I'm doing. I've got two sets of towels here. This is wet, this is dry. My wet one, I'm gonna use to wipe, just to, just clean the surface that I'm gonna be working with. So now what I wanna do now is test for fit. Like I said, doing it this way, I can already tell that, if I show you, bring this a little bit closer, when you look at that edge there, you can see that that's not lining up properly. On the other side over there too, you can see. So that tells me I definitely do not have the right side up. So simple, just flip it and put it back on. And when I do that, you can tell it's a whole lot more of a better fit. This is just initial testing for now, but if you're looking from there, you can look, and even when you check on the other side over there too, you can see the fit is a lot more flush now than it looked before. So we've got that. Ideally, when you look at the Tesla logo right in the middle, and you look, there's a space in here. Ideally, the easiest way is just to line up the gap in the adhesive here to match that Tesla space in the middle. You could get all technical. If you want to get really technical to where you are, if you want to like measure and stuff, you could do that too. So something else we can do, since we can't see that gap in there, what I'm going to do is just take some of my masking tape and I'm just going to try to measure where that middle spot is and put that across. So I'm in the middle of this middle part, and what I'm going to try to do then is, okay, how do I make sure that that part lines up with the Tesla logo? So you can see the logo's right here, my tape is right there. That tells me I'm off, so I'm going to move a little bit to the center to get that middle to be right here. And I think I've got it now. So there we go. The tape is right there. So basically, that is it. So that's one way to do it. What I need to do now though is take off the adhesive behind it. But then you don't want to keep doing this where you're taking off, taking off, taking off. So here's what we're going to do. You can mark the edge. So your tape, I'm just going to mark the edge on the car. So that's where it ends. The other side. So what this tells me now is when I put this back on, if I'm over that, I'm over there, I've gone too far. I've already kind of cut this a little bit here to show me where my middle is. So I'm going to peel off this top here. Okay, so I've marked the edges of both sides. What I'm going to do next is get my adhesive promoter. It's just a wipe in here. Let's see. So again, with that, I'm going to just open it like this and just get the edges. Okay, and with that done, the next step now is this. So what you want to do is you want to take off this whole thing. I was thinking you could put it on and then take off the 3M cover as you go, but no, because of the shape of this, it's actually pretty hard. Once you take off this red thing, you cannot keep peeling this off. So you're gonna take off the whole thing. Now I will tell you this, once you start sticking, that's it. Once you take this off, you're gonna have to commit to it. So make sure you have your stuff prepped. Mark your edges, mark your center before you start doing this. So, and then once you put it on, don't just press down yet. So what I'm gonna do is just try to get this center piece actually. Get my center, perfect. My tape is lined up over there. And I'm just gonna check here, that's good. That's good. So with that, it's just a matter of pressing on. So that's it. So this is where the work is going to be. It's going to be the edges here. You see I've got that little bit of a tiny gap in here, right here on the edge over here. That's where the work is going to be. And just the nature of the curvature is what's the problem. I don't need this edge markers here anymore, so I'm going to take that off. Show you. And then I'm just trying to see the best way. Now I see if I press down to let it sit on, it does seem to catch it a lot better. So I'm gonna get the center pieces here done. And then I'm gonna try to see how much I can do with the tape. So I'm pressing down and in. Then we're gonna do a lot more on this side. So I'm gonna try to bring this way so I can show you in more close-up detail what is going on that side. So you can see that gap there, that's what I'm trying to see. So if I push in, I can't really push in, but I gotta pull down. If I pull down, so if I press down, then I'm able to close that gap. So it's not just pushing in, it's in and down. And doing this, I can see the glue is catching. So, but it's gonna spring out because of just the resistance of the curvature. So the point of the tape is to hold it down so it can stay. So again, I'm pushing down, down and in. So you can see the gaps a lot more closed now. Then I'm gonna put my tape down to catch that and just try to hold it in that position, up, down and in. All right, so that is what that looks like. So how long do you want to leave this for? Honestly, it's up to you. I'll probably say you want to do a good overnight. Don't just take it off, put it on and take it off in a couple hours. I would say you want to leave this to be a good overnight. And so here's one thing I want to show you here too on this side that I did first. If you look closely at that tape that I have over there, I'm going to zoom in here for you a little bit. You can see I already got this trying to lift. This is lifting, that's why the tape is coming off. That's why you want to make sure this stays for a good time. So I'm going to try this again here. It's down and in. Might need to do one more. Because so right now, see, the tape is not lifting anymore. But then when I checked again, it was already lifting up. So I would say you do as much as you can to make sure it stays down. One thing I found is I'm going to put this on top here. Then I'm going to press down and then there we go. I'm going to add a little bit more just to be sure. The other side is doing a lot more better than this side. So like I said, you want to probably let it stay for at least overnight. So if you do this like in the afternoon or in the evening, just let it stay overnight. Then the next morning, you can probably take it off. And I will say too, when you drive, just when you get somewhere, just check, kind of see, make sure the wind hasn't cut it to where it's beginning to lift. But this should be good. We'll let it stay here this way overnight. Yeah, one other option of putting the tape on, instead of doing how I did it, where I'm putting it from the tapes, the top down, is actually putting it from the bottom, and then you're pushing down from the top, and then you lay it on. So, but again, that's about it for this one here. Right now, this whole piece here seems to be pretty good. The edges, like I said, that will need more work, so we'll keep an eye on that, on those edges. But that's it for today. So I will come back tomorrow, we'll check on it, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so that's the installation. Like I said, this will stay on for about probably 22, 23 hours. It's about 3 p.m. now. I'm not scared to drive this car again until about 2 p.m. tomorrow, so I got about some 23 hours of it just gonna stay like this. And so I will keep it like this, and then tomorrow I will take off these tapes and I have a drive. So I'm gonna drive and then kind of just check and see how it stays, and I will share feedback. But again, this is probably one of the simplest, easiest mods you can do. Now, the spoilers don't only just help with performance in terms of when you're driving, of course, it's also for looks. This is carbon fiber. Now it's got, it's got a sportier look for the car. If you have a white Tesla, it's even like a nice contrast having the black carbon fiber against the white. So the looks for sure, but there's also performance improvement here too. Like, the spoilers does have the reason for what they do. They help you with the airflow. That kind of helps keep your car more grounded. And so it has this performance benefit. It has this just beauty benefits. But this is from TLYard. I will have link in descriptions and discount codes for you to use if you want to order. They have just modern spoilers. This is just one example. Like I said, if you're if you're in the Tesla modification world, you should be familiar with TLYard. I'll have a discount coupon, a discount code in the description. I'll have links in there. You can check out what kind of spoilers they have if you want to get one for yourself or get yourself any other products. So again, hope this has been useful. I will come back and show you the finished product tomorrow when it's all done, and we'll see you next time. All right, so it's been a couple days now since the spoiler has been on. So I'm going to show you the fit and what it looks like. If you're looking from here, you can see it's a pretty nice flush fit. I'll come from this side. You have a nice flush fit. I do have a tiny, the tiniest, I'm gonna see if I can get to it. It's like a very tiniest bit of gap, but it's not anything that's coming off. Like when I try to like this loose, it's not coming loose. And so this is pretty flush. On this other side here, it's also very flush. You're gonna see some of this gap here, but again, if I'm looking here, that's where I have like the tiniest gap. Looking at it up close, from the bottom here, you can also see from the bottom, it's very flush. And again, carbon fiber blends nice with the color there. And so again, no concerns, no issues. It's been on for a few days now, and I've not had any problems with it. It's in there, very solid. So highly recommended if you're in the market for a rear spoiler.